my name is Dwayne Schrader. I am a longtime member of St. John's Lutheran Church here in Caledonia, Minnesota. As most of you know, in the year 2020, our congregation is celebrating 125 years of God's blessings under the theme, Reflecting Christ's Light. Each month, through this video series, I have the great pleasure of introducing bits of our rich Christ-centered history. You will hear memories from our own very own members. So let's get started with the first edition of Reflections. In 1895, St. Peter's Evangelical Lutheran Church, Union Township, and its parsonage was destroyed by fire. When the new building program was discussed, it was decided to build a new church out in Union Township and also establish a new congregation in the city of Caledonia.
This congregation get established. And I know that goes back to there was 4 individuals. Of course, my grandpa was one, Herman Hines, Bill Zabrowski, William Kohlmeyer, and Charles Horn. Yep.
From 1895 to 1907, the new St. John's congregation worshipped in a frame church building which they purchased from a Presbyterian congregation. In 1907, a brick church was built, and it was dedicated to the service of the Lord on Sunday, September 16, 1907. It is located on the corner of Ramsey and South Street yet today, but it is no longer used as a church. Some of our members have a fond memories of that brick church.
And of course, down in the old church, they always had a German service every Sunday. And a couple of times I went along with my dad, because every once in a while, if he wanted to do something that day, German service was always early. So I went along with him a couple of times. I couldn't understand nothing. And then after church, I'd ask him, what was it about? And of course, he could tell me.
Well, the old church, as I remember, they had 3 services. They had, now don't quote me on this, I think it was 8 in the morning. Then they had a German service. And then, whatever, 11 o'clock maybe, the second service of English, that is. And the one thing I can always kind of remember was talk about segregation. It always seemed like the women were on the right-hand side, and I'm sure you heard this, and the men was on the left-hand side. And then whoever came sat in the middle. It just seemed to be that way. And the old janitor was Carl Russert. Rang the bell.
One time I remember trying to go in there in the basement to Sunday school. My sister Judy was there and my grandma just lived across the street, so they sent me over, but I wasn't able to get the door open.
And then going back to the old church, I remember I'd always want to go upstairs, because I'd go upstairs, but it was real windy. You had to windy and get up there, that way I could look over everybody, you know. And so then we catechism, we'd go to catechism, we had a little room down there, and then we had a furnace. I can't remember if it was a coal furnace. It must have been a coal furnace anyhow. We had great big pipes, and you could hardly walk around the room down there because it was so low and full of pipes. So when we'd go to catechism, many times, old Reverend Gergel, when he was preaching and teaching us, I could feel the hair coming up. He was strict.
In August 1945, the congregation celebrated its Golden Jubilee in the brick church. That is all for this month's edition of Reflections. I look forward to visiting with you again next month. Until then, God's blessing to all of you.